Recording yourself for just 3 minutes a day is the fastest way I know to improve your public speaking skills, especially off the cuff moments. And the reason is quite simple. It compresses feedback. It compresses self-awareness on these repetition daily habits. And this is what really happens when we look underneath the hood. Before we look underneath the hood, I wanted to share with you how I got this valuable tip. 2 weeks ago, I was in an event in San Diego, and this young lady raises her hand and says, "Ivan, I have a question for you. You've been covering all of these tips on public speaking, but what is one thing that you will say will help improve my public speaking skills tomorrow?" And I started thinking of all the tips I covered, and I said, what is one thing that can help improve? And I responded to her and I said, Brenda, it's something you hold with you every day. In fact, you carry it everywhere you go. You wake up with it, you go to sleep with it. That's your cell phone. If you were to record yourself for 3 minutes a day, for 30 days, you will see transformational moments every day. And if you were to look back on day 1 and on day 30, you will see an explosion of difference of your capabilities and what you have uncovered in the journey you took. So I said, Brenda, the challenge is record yourself for 3 minutes a day for 30 days. And you're gonna see transformational moments in your public speaking, especially when speaking off the cuff. So when you look underneath the hood, you might find all sorts of parts, but I think the 4 parts that are key to all this to help improve so you sound your natural self, your natural style. Part 1 is this instant self-awareness. Once you hit record, there's no stopping, there's no pausing. There's just record for 3 minutes. This self-awareness. What you start looking at is, instead of saying, that felt good, you know how you did. You know how you perform. It's not one of those things that's saying, I think it felt well. No, I know how I did. Number 2, it trains your brain to organize your thoughts. Once you hit record, again, there's no stopping. Instantly, you organize your thoughts from a point, an example, and then you gotta wrap it up. Part number 3, it reduces this fear of being seen and being judged because you're improving every day, 3 minutes a day. You look at yourself, you tweak what you gotta improve, you go back, you look at yourself and you tweak and you sound more natural. Part number 4, you create this instant loop of feedback. My goodness, you have this challenge that we're gonna do for 30 days, 3 minutes a day. Hit record, have a topic, make a point, example, and wrap it up. You get to see yourself at a different journey, and it creates this instant feedback. So once you look at all those 4 parts, the self-awareness, organizing your thoughts, reducing this fear of being seen and being judged. Number 4, this instant loop feedback. You start to improve and see the normal self, your normal style, your normal way of speaking, your gestures. Now you're incongruent. You can speak off the cuff. So let's go into looking into those parts in detail. Part number one, it's real-time self-awareness. Self-awareness. When you record yourself, you get to play it back instantly. It's a difference between feeling you did great or knowing you did great. You get to look back and look at all your crutch works, the ums, the likes. You also get to look at potentially losing your point, going flat, your energy level, your gestures. Self-awareness, self-awareness, real time self-awareness. There's nothing like recording yourself for 3 minutes and playing it back and providing that self-awareness to listen to all the ums, the likes, the double words. Or potentially your energy level is not there. It's pretty flat and you need to ump it up, or rambling on, or losing your point. Self-awareness, self-awareness, self-awareness. Part number two is training your brain to organize your thoughts faster. That's what essentially speaking off the cuff is all about. You know, when you hit that record button, your brain automatically knows it's performance time. And you can't really pause forever. You learn to organize your thoughts in a natural way. You develop your own speaking pattern. That is the foundation of speaking off the cuff. When we hit that record button, we need to perform. We need to speak off the cuff. And when you do it enough with repetition, you train your brain to organize those thoughts faster and quickly, to make a point, have an example, and wrap it up. That is part two of looking underneath the hood. Part number three is all about reducing the fear of being seen and judged. We don't lack ideas or stories. The fear is about being exposed. By recording yourself 3 minutes a day, it normalizes the whole situation. You develop your own image, your own voice. You sound natural to yourself. So when you're speaking in a meeting or to a board of directors, it sounds familiar. It sounds normal. You develop your own image and your own style, and you are you. And you just play with it because it's you. Sounds natural. It moves naturally. You've done it enough times. That's you. And you feel proud of your voice, your image, your persona, and that fear of being seen and being judged gets lifted. Part number four is the most important. You go into this feedback loop. It's the biggest advantage. You speak, you watch, and you adjust tomorrow. That's the whole idea of this improvement. You're speaking, you're watching, you want to tweak a few things, and tomorrow you adjust those things. You speak, you watch, and you improve. This repetition adds to your game. When you record yourself for 3 minutes a day, for 30 days, It adds this repetition, and over time, you develop your natural self. You feel comfortable with who you are, your image, and your voice. That's the power of those 4 different parts. This is the loop, the feedback loop. When we bring it all together, all 4 parts, this is where the magic really happens. You develop your own speaking style. You're not copying others, you're developing you and who you are. You essentially having to sound natural, pacing, your authentic tone, your gestures and expressions that feel natural. It's you, it's who you are. And over time, those 30 days, you're gonna look back on day 1 and day 30. It's gonna be a night and day difference. It's your natural speaking style. That is you. That is the power of these 4 parts. You're gonna develop your natural self. You're gonna fall in love with you, your voice, your gestures, and who you are. Be able to communicate off the cuff. Can you imagine having that superpower? I challenge you to record yourself for 3 minutes a day for 30 days. Let me know what transformational moment it does for you.